Hey fellow tennis nerds, I'm here with Karl, my buddy from Marbella, and we're going to do a tennis lesson, or we're going to talk about topics that other tennis nerds have contacted me about. They want to see videos, they want to see content. What do you struggle with? Please comment below on this video. What is your kind of main issue with your game that you think you can improve and then lift you to the next level? And obviously Karl has some ideas of his own. He's been coaching for quite a few years now, right?
Absolutely, yes.
And he's also played like futures, and he's a good player. When you grew up, you played alongside Tsitsipas, I think.
Yeah, we did have many practice sessions together, and names like Ruud.
So he's been
people
around
on the tour. So
yeah, exactly. So one of the things I get the most is footwork. So we'll dive into a little bit of typical footwork issues, maybe, or things you should think about with your footwork. That maybe there are some tips and tricks that you can integrate in your game and make it better. If you have the basics down, it's so much easier to focus on the execution.
And I really think that, I mean, what I always tend to say to my players is that when your footwork is right, and I mean the footwork is the foundation of your body, right? It's the base. When you build a building, the base has to be strong for the building to be upright. So kind of transferring that into tennis, as if your base is correctly placed, your shot selection is going to automatically kind of flow easier, and you're gonna know what shot to hit because you're gonna be in the right place at the right time. If you're in the wrong footwork, you're not gonna have that different variety of options of shots, and then you're gonna see yourself hitting perhaps the wrong one or try to do the right one, and you're not really in the right one.
You tend to go for too much. A lot of players, when they get like rushed because they're not there on time or they're just a little bit off balance, obviously you don't have the options like you're saying. You have to then improvise, and improvisation is something you should leave for certain occasions. It shouldn't be like a thing you have to do all the time. So I think that's important to get the foundation.
The foundation, the base has to be right, and then kind of build onwards from this.
So the idea now is that we spar, kind of a warm-up, hit some balls, and Karl will tell you and talk you through what he's doing and why he's doing it and what's important. So I think that will give you some idea of what to aim for, and then we might reverse it, see what I'm doing wrong, take it from there, and try to improve some of my footwork.
So this is going to be a bit of footwork in a live ball. So first up, what's really important is to keep a wide base. Okay, I have seen people keep it narrow. However, when you're narrow, I do feel like it's hard to get off the spot. I'm definitely in favor of keeping a very wide base, as well as always being on the tiptoes, keeping my heels off the ground. I remember my coaches were always telling me, imagine you have a needle beneath your heel, don't make that heel touch the ground, and that way you're going to be very much lighter on your feet, and you're going to be quick off the mark, off the middle. Let's give it a go.
Oh, sorry.
Good. Keeping my base, my legs wide open, and I'm very stable here. I feel I can be in any position at any time. I'm really feeling that anywhere the ball comes to me, I'm going to be there.
Nope.
I'm going to be there with time, I'm going to be there with stability.
Vamos.
Keeping my heels off the ground, pretending I have a needle underneath my heels.
Sorry.
Here also at the volley, I'm also with the wide base. Good. Also, one thing that's really important when you're keeping a wide, as well as keeping a wide base, is that as soon as you hit, you want to stay active, right? You want to feel light. Skipping rope really helps. Boxers, footballers, tennis players. We're keeping our wide base. As soon as you hit, you're automatically electric on your toes, and keeping that needle underneath your heel is going to help you to always be on sharp. Hit, good. Hit, and I'm on my toes. Good. Hit, and I'm bouncing. Good. Hit, and I'm electric. Good. Hit, and I'm electric. Good.
Ah, sorry. Lazy.
Hit, and I'm bouncing. Hit, and I'm bouncing. Good. Hit, and I'm bouncing. Good. So Jonas, you're probably not hearing what I was.
No, I didn't hear anything. I was just trying to hit the ball.
Your followers, you're way over on that side. But what I was explaining to them is that you want to keep a wide base, right? When you're keeping a wide base, it's very easy, definitely faster to get off the spot.
Yeah.
Right.
To be ready for the next shot, kind of. Yeah.
Exactly. If you're standing upright, it's hard to kind of react to the side. In our day-to-day life, this is our comfort zone, right? When you're waiting for the cashier in the supermarket, this is how you're waiting, and that's kind of what you transfer onto the tennis court. But we're on a tennis court now. You got to have a wide base.
Yeah,
and
be ready
for
for
this anywhere else in your life.
Because the movement also is very dynamic. So this way, you're prepared for directional changes, right? So you're always like, okay, I have to go there, I have to go there.
Right.
You're always ready. With this stage, everything is a bit more sloppy.
Exactly.
And not feeling so solid as a foundation. Yeah.
So that's part one. A way that this is also going to help is what I also told the camera is that let's imagine that you have a little needle stuck underneath your heel, and every time that your heel is going to touch the ground, you're going to feel that.
Yeah. So you always have to
needle. So
keep on your toes, kind of.
Keep on your toes, exactly.
Yeah.
Wide base and keep on your toes, and that's also going to allow you that as soon as you hit, you're going to be electric again because you're going to be on your toes and you're going to be like a spring.
Like a spring. Yeah.
So now you have the honor to.
I'll give it a go. All right, guys. So I'll try to be a little bit more dynamic than I usually am. You who have followed me, you know.
Good shot, Jonas. Wide base, a needle under your heel.
Whoa. Nice.
Nice. How's that feeling?
That's how you have to play. That's the best.
Very good. Also, what it allows you when you're this wide is that your center of gravity automatically is gonna slightly get lower. A thing that I always tell my students is that think about a Range Rover going around a curve, comparing it to a Lamborghini. Lamborghini with the center of gravity low, it goes around the curve like it's nothing.
Yeah.
However, the Range Rover, you can feel the whole car leaning over to the side.
Yep.
Right? So you kind of want to be low like a Lamborghini and you're automatically going to feel much more agile.
Yep.
Because you're lower.
No, you really also feel like you're timing better because it's like you're closer to the ball almost. It's that feeling of.
Exactly. Your eyesight, your eye level is also sunk down to the level of the ball.
Exactly.
Let's go. Vamos. Give it another go. Come on. Nice. Good job. Good. Very good. One more.
Sorry.
Correct that one. Let's see the same shots. Run around. Nice. Point. Nice.
The problem is maintaining intensity because you need to learn it, so it takes some time, right?
Right, exactly. The tough part is maintaining.
Yeah.
Staying wide, staying low, staying on your toes. It's definitely taking you out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, exactly. But
However,
it's good. You definitely feel like tennis is much easier that way, right?
Yeah.
You really feel like you're playing tennis, like you're leveling up a little bit, because this is how tennis should be played. You have to be always ready. You can't be, a bit too sloppy with the footwork, a bit lazy.
Yeah.
Everything is a bit late, and then obviously you might hit the ball late. You might get arm issues, and it's so much tougher to play tennis. So this thinking of the needle under the heel is a good way to actually visualize what you have to do to stay more explosive, right?
Right. And I do think that you can get away with not doing all this, but you're gonna reach a certain a ceiling where like you can't step it up, right? You're gonna be stuck on 5th gear. You're never gonna get a taste of the 6th.
Yeah. No, I think that's a lot of players who are finding like they can play maybe good points and good matches in cases, but it's just one of these things that could unlock on next level, right? And that's one of the things to keep in mind,
Good.
And that intensity, and that you need some, like, it's good to do some physical training and make sure you warm up properly, because this requires a bit more from your body, right? So.
Yeah, that it does. But once you get the taste of this part of tennis, you're never going to want to go back.
No.
You want to build. Maybe you can maintain this intensity for 2 minutes. First day, maybe the second day you can maintain for 4 minutes, and then 5, then 7, then 12, and then eventually a full hour. And that's when it starts getting real fun.
People who follow the channel know that I tried this Reynolds resistance bands, and I must say those are really good. Like, did you see that? Or
I did.
Yeah,
I did see
it
that.
actually locks you down. I can say it's a really good training tool, because it forces you to stay lower.
Yes.
And I felt like I was hitting the ball far cleaner when I used that. Then you go back and you're playing more like you have that still on, but after maybe half an hour, it's easy to go back to your original level, kind of. So that's what you have to try to keep it, into the muscle memory, right?
Jonas, for this exercise, I'm going to want you to stand right there, 3/4 in the middle of the court.
So I take this and roll it back a bit?
Yeah, that looks perfect.
Okay.
Basically what my job is now is to show you guys what you want to do after the split step. So I'm going to maintain, of course, my wide base. I'm always going to have that. I'm going to keep those needles under my heels. And then what I'm going to do is that right after the split step, which is vital in tennis, without the split step you have no timing, it's hard to read the ball, and you're not going to be quick off the mark. After the split step, my first movement is going to be my right leg. And I have seen people do this, but when you do that, you're already turning away from the ball. So now you're kind of taking a whole big step to get to this point, when I can really just do that and get to the same point. And also my chest is now facing that way, and I need to turn my head this way to keep looking at the ball. It's all kind of a bit like locking each other out. So what I want to do is that I want to put this right leg out, and then from this part I'm still facing forward, and then I can be really looking at the ball to get that. Many people struggle with the split on the right.
Yeah, we did work on that last time, and I actually really like that part of that drill.
Yes, we did do it, exactly. So you can go ahead and feed it to me right there. I'm also going to want to move in a diagonal direction, kind of in a V shape, right? But now we're doing the forehand. So I'm going to go out, and then I kind of want to meet the ball.
Yeah, and this is all about efficiency, right? It's the important thing is that you're minimizing the time, because if you turn away from the net, you're losing time. If you don't move in a V shape, you're losing time. So everything is about time, and you don't have a lot of time in tennis. You have to react ASAP.
All right, so let's go. So I'm
So
going to keep
like
the
this?
Split, I'm back. Okay, split right, step in, hit. Let's go. Split right, step in, hit. Like split right, step in, hit. Split right, step in, hit. Split right, step in, hit. We're in Spain right now. In Spain, they really do like to teach the adjustment steps. So I'm going to go ahead and include that just to show that it is possible also. I don't always do it, because in a real life situation, you don't always have time for the adjustment steps. However, when you do have the time and you do it in the position, I really do advise it.
Yep.
I'm going to go ahead and do the adjustment steps. So split right, adjustments, and hit. Back to me. Split. Oh. Split right, adjustments, hit. Split right, adjustments, hit. Split right, adjustments, hit. Good. Homework.
Great shot.
Good. The last step I want to talk about is the open stance versus the closed stance.
Yep.
More old-fashioned tennis, I know that the closed stance was much more used.
Yeah, when I grew up, old school guy, it was a lot like, you had, almost not continental, but at least Eastern, and you used, always the closed.
Yeah. What I wanted to get to is that more or less, I would want to hit a open stance, maybe for a shot that's coming maybe from around like a 75% of the court outwards.
Mm-hmm.
Also
So in that area, yeah.
Exactly, in that area, because then I'm running, and again, I'm facing the court, and I can hit, and I'm in an easy position to come back to the middle. However, when a green ball is what I call it, when a shot that I want to go in and attack or take initiative into the shot, into the point, I do like to step in with my left. And reason being is that I can really transfer my body forward. Like if you're going to imagine yourself breaking a door, you're going to break a door with your shoulder going in sideways. You're not going to break a door running with your chest forward.
No, you want to use the whole body as well. It's like this kind of throwing also from the side motion, right?
Exactly.
Through that.
Exactly. So I want to step in with my left in front and come forward. Now, a very important thing to think about is that it also depends which one is your dominant eye. Because if your right eye is your dominant eye, your closed stance is never going to be as good as it could be maybe if you were hitting a semi-open, right? If your left eye is dominant, then yes, you can really stand sideways and still see the ball clearly. Because if your right eye, it's hiding behind your nose, the other side of your face, and you're not going to have that perfect vision of the ball, especially when it's coming fast.
How do you know which eye is dominant? How can you figure that out?
How? So, for example, I have a basket right there in front of me. What I like to do is that I like to make a rectangle, and I want to keep the basket inside the rectangle with my both eyes open. And then I'm going to close one eye and then close the other. And then whichever one the basket stays within my rectangle, that's going to be my dominant eye.
Interesting.
Okay,
right.
So in my case, it is my left eye, so I have a little bit more easy stepping in with my left, as well as I could also play the open stance because I'm still looking forward. But people with the right eye dominant is a little bit more tricky. So maybe stepping in with a little bit more of a semi-open would be more ideal.
To open up, more for your eyesight. And I played with Brandon a few weeks ago. Came to Malta, and he had almost like a partial blindness or almost like a full blindness on one eye. And obviously that makes tennis. He still hit the ball well, but that makes tennis so much harder. So eyesight and being able to zone in. If you look at how the pros actually watch the ball, it's so important, right? It's like you're seeing like a hawk, watching the ball. And that's
I think you can even see Djokovic before he's going to return. You've probably seen it, how wide
hyped
open.
up he is.
I don't know if that's intentional, if it's a tick, just like Nadal has his, and but he really opens up and
he stares almost like this. It's like really.
He opens them. I don't know if that's to allow more light. I don't know, but do you want to give that a go, Jonas?
Yeah, sure.
So I'm going to feed you a bit wider, so you can stick with the open stance.
Like that?
Yeah, like that. Or if you want to stay with the open stance, you can do that also, because I'm going to feed a bit wider. Yeah, but what you're emphasizing on is the split, and your right foot is the one that's opening first. Yes, exactly. Right. Very good. Right, step in, hit. Also remember the needles underneath your heel. With white, right, left. Good. I like how you're cutting down the court in a V shape. Good. Step in, hit. Fantastic shot, Jonas. Split, right foot, hit. Good. No need to rush. No need to rush. Let's do it. Split, right, left, hit. Good. Split, right. Nice. This is what we're looking for.
There we go.
Beautiful. Split right. Very good. Perfect. Split right. Nice. So split right. Good. Split right. Good. Fantastic. It's going to keep you an extra millisecond facing the ball longer. Short take back. And even the best pros kind of just, they don't even take the racket back, do they? They just kind of like, it's a shoulder turn.
Yeah.
Right? They just kind of turn their shoulders. One last part I want to talk about. So now we have the the ready position, right, with the wide base.
Yeah.
Now we have the first part coming off the split step, going to the ball. We also have now how to get to the ball, whether it's an open stance, open more wide, or closed stance, more closer to the middle, or semi-open, depending on your eyesight dominant. Now coming back to the middle, we've all seen Federer hit that shot and then cross over.
Yeah.
I'm really in favor of that, especially when I'm really far out.
So right? you're hitting the ball.
Yes.
And then you step like that.
Very good, exactly. Yeah. But that first step, when you hit it out here, the first step it's big. You're even pushing off your left. Look, I'm not just stepping over like this, but I'm
really pushing it.
You're pushing it. You want to get you want to do it in less steps possible.
Yeah.
The fewer steps, the faster you
get the maximum.
Right. So I want to see that now. Let's include it all together.
I'll try.
Let's go. Step in, hit, and then cross over. Good. Let's go. Split. Step in, hit, and cross over. Fantastic.
Okay, I'll do more explosive.
Step in, hit, and come up. Yes, perfect. Very good with the right foot off the split step. You want to get stuck to the ground.
There,
nice. As soon as you corrected it,
yeah,
good stuff. I'll give it a go. The energy's in the ground, right? You got to be stable on the ground. Yeah.
Very nice. Yeah, clean. You want more?
Yeah.
Nice explosiveness. Vamos, that's a big shot. Big shot. Staying ready on the toes. Yeah. Hitting these like, you can't see the balls, but they're all going in with good depth, so you have to trust me with this. Nice. Yeah, vamos. Last two.
One more?
Yeah, two more. Vamos. Very good, very good.
Jonas, the killer coach.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
It's easy to be the coach. Thanks, Karl. This is a
Thank you very much.
Great one. I hope this is something you can implement in your game, or at least think a little bit more about. Starting with the low stance, needles here, don't get too complacent or too upright.
Wide
Try to work
also.
on that always. It helps when you're filming yourself, because I can see always, I mean, sometimes it's super painful to watch yourself, but it's worth getting through that pain to understand what you're doing. Stay low, think of the split step, after the split step take a power step, instead of just turning and losing time. So I think those key things will help you hit the ball cleaner, win some time. I really felt like this is something I can work on a lot more in my game, so big thanks to Karl. I think they were great advice. Let me know, do you find this useful? Or do you have any questions for Karl or myself? And what do you want to see next? That's what we want to know from you.
I just want to thank very much for watching, and let's do more
yeah, we'll do more of this. If you want to train with Karl, he's in Marbella, so he's coaching here around different courts. Mainly now we're in Rosa Rosa, they're beautiful clay courts. So, muchas gracias.